One aspect of Windows 8 that you're going to notice is that from time to time there can be a little bit of confusion between apps that run out here off of the start screen as a Windows 8 app and then very similar apps running on the desktop. Now, Internet Explorer does this to us because right here on the start screen, or the start menu if you will, you have an Internet Explorer tile. Now, if I click on that tile, you'll notice that it opens the Windows 8 version of Internet Explorer. And so once it opens, if I click anywhere on the page, you'll notice that I now have a full screen kind of immersive environment for my Internet Explorer. Notice I have Google as my home page here. Well, that's okay, except I talked about this in a video entitled Two Internet Explorers. There's certain things I can't do here. But what happens if, notice, every time I try to open Internet Explorer, I can't get to the desktop. I have to go out to the desktop and off of the taskbar open Internet Explorer out here, and I can open it in the desktop environment. Okay, and the best way to understand what's happened there is to make it not full screen. Notice I have my URL bar up here. Notice I have my options and all this stuff over here on the left, and I have all my favorites, right? And then just all kinds of things are going on here. Well, this is the desktop version of Internet Explorer. So which one do I want? Well, if I go back out to the start screen and open this one, I'm going to get the Windows 8 version, but I don't want that, and that's going to be a problem for me. I don't want to have to go out to the desktop and then find the icon and open IE in the desktop environment. Well, there is something before I leave this. Let me just show you one thing. Let's say that I go to Microsoft.com. Let's say I go to Metro Style App Development on the Microsoft site. And I like this, but for whatever reason, I want to see this on the desktop. I can come right here and say View on the Desktop. It will take me to the desktop. It'll open Internet Explorer, and it will give me that web page in the desktop version. So now I have access to my plugins and all this sort of thing. Okay, but I don't even want to have to go through those steps. So how do I make the tile out there on the start menu open up the desktop version of Internet Explorer? And how do I undo it if it does that? Well, notice on the desktop version of Internet Explorer, right up here on the right of the taskbar, or right on the URL bar, right up here is a little gear looking thing, or a flower, depending on your perspective, I guess. And it's called Tools. Well, if I left click on that and come down to Internet Options, you know, I have this same window that we've seen for years with Internet Explorer. Well, if I go over to the Programs tab, notice Open Internet Explorer Tiles on the desktop. Okay, so all I have to do is click that, and then click Apply and click OK. And I want you to notice what happens now. I'm going to close this down, and I will go back to the desktop, or the start screen. All right, and this time I will click on the Internet Explorer tile, and notice it takes me to the desktop and opens Internet Explorer. All right, now the tile will never open the Windows 8 app until I come back into here, go to Internet Options, and go to Programs and uncheck that. Okay, so that's how I control which Internet Explorer I want to open off of that tile on the start screen. And then again, there's some other little tips and tricks that you're going to find in here, but that's the main one to keep you confused and to give you some control, because in corporate environments we are definitely not going to be too happy by trying to mess with this Internet Explorer that opens up in that Windows 8/Metro type interface, because it can't run plugins, can't do a lot of things that we need in an enterprise environment. Okay, so that's how to control Internet Explorer, and especially which one opens when we click this tile on the start screen.